Guys, we are MMA UK News. Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, going to be talking about Holytown Havoc 3. Now, that's brought to you by Bad Guy Promotions. So, obviously, Chris Bungard, again, bringing another Holytown Havoc to the General Motors Social Club in Holytown. Now, it's going to be on August the 12th. Now, tickets, about a week ago, I think he had under 50 tickets left. So, I don't know if there's any tickets left. So if there is tickets, head over to obviously the Holytown Havoc Facebook page. So that's Bad Guy Promotions, Holytown Havoc, and you will get the information through there. It's going to be another amazing night. I mean, we've got always got amazing talent in Scotland. And again, Holytown Havoc puts some awesome fights on. And one of the fights that's going to be on that night is my boy, the Turkish delight, Yusuf up against the Hit Squad's Gary McMillan. So Yusuf's been travelling about, as he's been overseas, doing a lot of training over the last year. So putting in really good shift training with a lot of amazing people. And now he's home. He's come home, and this is it. We're going to see the return of the Turkish delight, August the 12th. So Yusuf, listen, always a pleasure, brother. How you doing? How's everything with you?
I'm brilliant. As always, I'm always happy.
Good to be home.
Oh, you've no clue. You've no clue, man. Thailand's good, but it's a weird place.
Yeah. That's one thing I remember talking to you. Like, what, do you know what I mean? Like, whenever you speak to people and you say to them, "What did you miss?" Do you know what I mean? And people are like, "Oh, I missed the family. I missed this. I missed that." You missed Pepe's. You missed Pepe's.
It wasn't just Pepe's, to be honest with you, right? It was just Scottish food in general.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really fancy eating like scorpions and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, like that's what they had in the markets, and that I was like, no chance.
Yeah.
I tried like squid and that. No, I'm alright.
Yeah.
I like just the most filthy food. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. I mean, obviously, I know we're talking about food. Obviously, you've obviously been cutting weight soon. Do you know what I mean? And getting yourself ready for this. Do you know what I mean?
I have been. I'm pretty hungry now, to be honest.
Yeah. But that's the thing. We always talk about it. I mean, anytime me and you spoke, obviously pre-fight, and you always say, "Look, the first thing I'm going to do after this, man, I'm going to go get myself a fucking big kebab, or I'm going to go and get a Pepe's. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." So.
I'm trying to stay focused on the fight this time. I'm a new guy, you know what I mean? I'm not a teenager. Well, I am, but try to just focus.
Yeah.
If I start thinking about food, one, I'll get distracted, and two, my mum will get on at me. She doesn't like that I talk about food too much whenever I've got a fight. So, but
I'm the same. I've got you probably heard, I've got an MMA fight in November. So
no, I seen that you were training. I never knew you had a fight. How you got a fight?
Yeah. So Goliath Fight Series, November the 25th. So I'll be stepping in. Do you know what I mean? So I'm weight cutting just now. So I'm down about 11 kilos now, 11, 12 kilos roughly. So I want to be, and again, it's not until November. But over the last month, I've been able to drop 11, 12 kilos. So by the time I get to November, I'm hoping to be maybe under 77. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm going to do it. Somebody said I couldn't do it because I'm too old, apparently, right? So I said, well, let's see. Challenge accepted. So
they should get a Scottish BMF belt and hear that.
You know what? That's
100%.
Harris said that. Steve Harris said that.
Aye.
We'll get the bad bastard belt.
Aye. 100%. That should be it. Like.
Yeah, so I'm going to step in. I'm doing it for a couple of reasons. One, I've always wanted to do it. Two, to let people see, look, no matter how old you are, or do you know what I mean, what weight you are and stuff like that, you can do it. Anybody can do this. Do you know what I mean? So, and yeah, just let people see, even like older guys, older people, look, we can still kick it, man. And yeah, so it's going to be good fun. November the 25th, do you know what I mean? So might even see you on the same card, Yusuf.
Probably. Yeah. After this one, I'm going to try and fight every week. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. But it's going to be brilliant. I mean, that's it. Awesome Steve Harris and obviously Chris Duncan I've said, listen, Stu, we'll do this, no problem at all. So yeah, I'm the same as you. I'm not even thinking about food. See, when I think about food, I'm just like, oh my God. See, when I'm driving up the road and I can smell fucking fried rice and all this shit when I'm driving up the
I
road.
have to get on the bus going through Stirling,
Yeah.
going through like past all the kebab shops and that. It's no fun. That's the bus I need to take to the gym. It's gone past places called Your Spiced and Spicy Life, and I'm just sat there like, oh, come on.
But yeah, listen, certainly after your fight, as I said, you can talk about
Yeah,
food after it. But
100%, 100%.
what about Thailand then? So Thailand must have been awesome. I mean, obviously going over there training. Again, we talk about some amazing people. I mean, some fighters that people have never heard of, but are absolute killers over there in Thailand. So, I mean, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was. It's definitely changed my entire life a bit.
Yeah.
I was living myself. I went myself, lived myself for the entire time. Took care of myself. Well, I had to phone my mum a few times asking about washing and you know what I mean. I never done it all myself. Uh, it was just a mad time. It was really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, like there was bits where it was like pretty hard, like especially like training wise, you get like shit kicked at you, and then you're kind of like I was by myself, I'd nobody, but you know I was fine. Just get back up and keep going.
Yeah, and that's the
But
one thing. I mean, that was the first time you were really away from home.
it was the first time I've ever done anything myself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. Like it's Adam Stevenson actually put it. Like he said this to me before I left. He said that I'm gonna leave a boy and come back a man. And I was laughing at him when he told me that. I was like, aye, whatever. And it's like I actually did feel it because like when I left, I was like a mad boy. Like I was just mental. Like I just didn't know what I was doing. Now I'm much more focused, much more disciplined.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, you've been away, and obviously the time you've been away, obviously Evo Gym, Crown and Glory, do you know what I mean, been producing some crazy talent coming out. Obviously your brother, one of them, coming out and just doing crazy things, do you know what I mean? Obviously
I think
MMA.
that's what that bit of my nose is, to be honest with you, that weekend.
but yeah, I mean, he's obviously stepped up, MMA fight, he's been out there grappling and stuff like that, and he's been doing crazy things, man, do you know what I mean? And again, similar to yourself, I mean, you started off very, very young, did your first MMA fight. I think,
He's
what
younger
age were
than
you?
me.
Yeah,
He
because you were,
started off
what,
younger than me.
17? Yeah, you
I
did
was
your first one.
17. He's still 15.
Yeah.
Like, I tell him all the time that he's got, like, so much potential.
Yeah.
Like, it's unlimited the amount of potential he's got.
Yeah.
He doesn't, sometimes he doesn't really see it. But see when he's, like, switched on in training, he actually gives me some hellish rounds sometimes, but he doesn't know that. Like he thinks I don't know why, but he does really well, and he's improved like 200% since I've got back. So I've just been showing him everything. Like he's the only person that I just tell everything about. You know what I mean?
I rolled with him. He was in there. He comes over, does the comp class over at Marcus's every now and again. So, and I remember roll because he came over and he's like, "Oh, Stu, let's get a roll." And I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." And obviously, I'm
calling you out, man.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, this kid's only 15. He weighs about fucking 50 kilos. Soaking wet. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, right. Obviously, I'm double the size of him in regards to weight and so on. So I'll go easy on him, right? So the fucking goes in. The first thing he does is he grabs, pulls an arm and armbars me, and I'm like, right, okay, I'll give him that one, right? Then he jumps on a heel, right? Starts again. Then he jumps on a leg, pulls it in, heel hook, and I'm like, what? And I remember messaging Adam Stevenson after it and going, mate, that kid, Jakub, is a fucking animal, by the way. He's a killer. Do you know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's crazy to think, as I said, 15-year-old, and he's doing the shit that he's doing, man. And it's brilliant, man. And again, it's like I always talk, and I always talk about the talent that we've got in Scotland. That we see the talent that's out there doing their thing, but see the ones that we didn't see that we're seeing now, right? There's so much more. Do you know what I mean? Jakub just being one of them.
He so see when I see the day that I came back, I think it was like maybe 2 hours since I got back. I went and we went and got something to eat and then came back to the house. Within like 15 minutes of us being in the house, me and Yaka were rolling in the living room just to test each other, just to see what I was like, oh, he feels a bit stronger than I thought he was gonna.
Yeah. But it's brilliant to see. Lads, not just Jakub, do you know what I mean? You got fucking Evil Jim or Crown and Glory's producing some unbelievable young kids. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of young guys in that gym that we're going to see a lot more from over the coming months and maybe even year or so. So, and that just shows the level of talent, because obviously you've got Adam doing obviously the MMA stuff, Chris Duncan being a big kind of personality, being someone that's there, that's been able to guide you and advise you guys, and then you've obviously got Aiden doing all the jiu-jitsu stuff, showing you all the fancy techniques and all that. So it's a good setup you've got over there.
Don't know if I can say this live, but Aiden left the Jets.
What?
Yeah, Aiden's moved to his new place.
Right. Oh well, fuck Aiden. Nah, Aiden's all right, as he brought in, he done a lot of good things when he was there. So obviously, again, wish him well for whatever he's doing. Do you know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's a great squad. Never mind Aiden. Then we'll no talk about Aiden, but the rest of the team that you guys have, even the Jets, man. I mean, a lot of you guys are coming over to Marcus's. Do you know what I mean? We see it all the time. We saw what's his name. Adam was over on Saturday there. He came over, obviously got some rounds in, doing the comp class. We've seen Jakub. You were coming before you went to Thailand. Chris Duncan's there regular as well. So you guys are getting the high level jiu-jitsu, the high level grappling, and then using that and implementing that into your MMA.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was in Thailand, I was with Ian Etzwhistle. He was my coach.
Yeah.
And he was former UFC fighter. Got a performance bonus for like mad heel hook, and he's like one of the best grapplers I've seen in MMA. This is actually a mad stat for his fights. Every one of his fights never made it out the first round.
Right.
Every one of his pro fights, and he helped me a lot with my grappling, especially like MMA based. Like I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely class myself as an MMA fighter. Like I don't think I'm a striker or a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
But he definitely like solidified my grappling MMA wise. Like not position wise and also wrestling. Because he trained with Dagestanis. He was showing me all their techniques. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Like.
Yeah, the Dagestanis, nobody does it better than them. Do you know what I mean? Nobody does it better than them.
That's what that is, man.
I love that.
Oh, right. See the guy, I was rolling with this guy. He was part of Muslim Salikov's team.
Yeah.
Like, he was in that. Muslim Salikov was in the room. I never rolled him though. He probably would have done me worse, man. But his teammate, I rolled with his teammate, and like I've just like that was that was terrible, man. I just got wiped up, like just destroyed, and after it, my ear just inflated, and that was terrible, man. I hated it. But that guy was actually like really sound, and every time I seen him like on the street in Thailand, it was just like he was always like, "Hello, how you?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I got told he was like, what's it, #1 wrestler in Dagestan at his weight class. I was like, right, fair enough. I can take that. I can take that one. You know what I mean?
Definitely, that's a good one, because obviously we know the level that comes out of Dagestan. Do you know what I mean? So in regards to wrestling, do you know what I mean? That's it. There's probably nowhere else better on the planet at the moment. Do you know what I mean? In regards to wrestling, so that's a good souvenir to come back from Thailand with, though. A cauliflower ear.
I know. I did actually get a lot of rounds with different Dagestanis and a few Chechens as well. They're mental. They are crazier than the Daggies, like actually. But yeah, it was good.
Nice. Tell us about the comeback then. So obviously you're back, going to see your first fight back, Holytown Havoc. So how did you find out you were going to be on that? And how did you find out you were going to be up against Gary McMillan?
What? So the day I got back, I went like basically out to see my friends because that was like the time I got back. They were all done work, so I was like, yeah, sound. And then I kind of wanted to go see Adam as well. I didn't want to wait like a few days to go see him, and he finds out, or like, why is he not came to see us? So I went to the gym during one of the classes, and I never told Adam I was back, and he just had like a heart attack. He was like, "Oh, what are you doing back?" And then he was straight into business. He was just like, "You want to get a fight sorted, right? Sound."
Yeah.
And then he texts Chris Bungard about, "Oh, we get Yusuf a fight." And then I got like a list of names, and the top one was Gary McMillan title, and I was like, "Sound." I was like, "Right, that's it, sound."
Yeah.
So the first day back in Scotland, I already booked it. You know what I mean? I was straight back to it, like genuinely. As soon as I got back to Scotland, straight back to it.
But I knew you were even over in Thailand. I mean, you were choking the fight. Do you know what I mean? Because I remember like messaging you a couple of times, and that was the thing you said. Do you know what I mean? I want to get a fight as soon as possible. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So even before you went, you were like, I want to stay regular when I'm over there and keep fighting. Do you know what I mean? So, but then obviously coming back, and again, I mean, see when you look at you and Gary together, I mean, again, it's two really, really good MMA fighters coming up through the ranks. Do you know what I mean? So, and they're going to meet each other and have a war. Definitely have a war on the 12th of August.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, man. I got a lot of respect for Gary and his team, obviously, and and his style. He comes to brawl like it's good.
Yeah, he's definitely going to bring it. I mean, Gary's had what was it? The first two, Gary was fighting the night in both of them. Do you know what I mean? So Gary's fights. And again, that's Gary's style. Do you know what I mean? Gary's style. He's going to come out. He's going to make it entertaining. You're the same as well. I mean, do you know what I mean? You'll never be in a boring fight. Do you know what I mean? The only person that'll make a fight with you or even with Gary boring is the opponent. Do you know what I mean? So you two are going to come and just put on a performance and make it very exciting for people to watch.
You're damn right, man.
To be honest,
I feel like I did get a few fights in Thailand for the sparring over there, man. That's what the coach over there was saying. He was like, you didn't really miss out on any fights because most of the sparring was just fights anyway. You know what I mean?
That's the way it is over there, though. Do you know what I mean? Like you go over to Thailand.
No, it's actually not. It's not meant. Like when I went over to Thailand, I thought, oh, the sparring was meant to be like really, like light and technical because that's what I heard. And like my first sparring session, I'm going like light and technical, and I just get boom. I'm like, all right, sound. I need to pick it up a bit, right?
Yeah, that's what it's like, man. I've heard a few stories about Thailand, and that's the thing. A lot of people go over because they know a lot of the gyms over there are very, very hard. Do you know what I mean? So they bring in like the local Thai fighters and all that. Do you know what I mean? That, again, nobody's ever heard of, and these are guys that just do it as a hobby, and they come in and kick the shit out of everybody. Do you know what I mean? So
it's, everybody who's in the gym are like you don't know anyone. These are all out for the same thing. These are all trying to prove yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. These are all talented. Like these all know what these are doing, and it's always just mental. I don't think I got like any light rounds in that whole thing. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. You wouldn't have it any other way, though. Do you know what I mean? That's the way.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's the way you love training like that. Do you know what I mean? You love, do you know what I mean, doing hard rounds. Do you know what I mean? Doing really, really hard rounds because doing these hard rounds gets you ready. So when you step in for do you know what I mean, a 3-round fight or whatever, do you know what I mean? It's probably not going to be as hard as the training sessions that you've just been through.
No, not a chance. See, the room where we sparred in was like all black, like the cage that we'd spar in,
Yeah,
but it also have a matted area that was all black, and there was barely any windows coming in, so it was just a tie heat in the black
yeah,
with like a little bit of light,
yeah,
and sparring in that cage was utterly. I hated it. Like that, it wasn't even like the sparring was crap. It was just the environment, the heat, like
yeah,
the, like the flies everywhere. You know what I mean? Like it was just horrible. But I feel
yeah,
like I don't think they did feel like fights because it felt so uncomfortable to the
yeah.
point where it was like, oh, I feel like I'm in a fight in it. You know what I mean?
So, are you going to paint Evo Jim black? Are you going to go in and just paint the
No,
thing black?
no, I'm all right. The thing about Evo Gym is it's cold, so that's the training for it. It's Baltic in that gym. Even in the summer, it's cold. Like in the
Yeah.
mornings, oh man, it's
Mate.
horrible.
Yeah. Listen, it's going to be good. August the 12th. As I say, I honestly cannot wait. As I say, as soon as I saw your name come up, and obviously against Gary McMillan, do you know what I mean? And again, seeing both of you, I'm like, mate, this is going to be fucking fire, man. Absolute fire. So definitely for me. And again, we've seen a lot of the fights he's put up already, but this to me is again definitely another fight of the night. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be good fun. What's next then? So I know you said you want to fight every week. Obviously, again, dependent on health and do you know what I mean, how you're feeling after fights. But what would you fancy? I know you're not looking past Gary. I know that you never ever look past your opponent
No.
who's in front of you. But
I'm just gonna try and stay as active as I can.
yeah,
Every single amateur fighter said ever. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the plan.
yeah,
Because when I was in Thailand, they were like trying to get me a profession, like turn professional.
yeah,
And I was like, sound, get me paid. I was fine with it. Like those talks with local MMA organizations, but there were also talks with One FC.
yeah,
And I was like, there's no way. Like that would be so cool. I thought that
yeah,
was like obviously it was a bit surreal. It never ended up not happening. But uh, yeah, I was completely ready to turn professional. And then when I came back, I had a talk with Chris. I actually seen Chris like just walking through the town in
yeah,
Stirling. I was
yeah,
like, "What's happening?" He was like, what the fuck are you doing back?" Like I never told anyone that I was back.
yeah,
Like, and then we were just talking, and he was saying that yeah, it's fine. You can go pro the now, but like, why don't you just beat the crap out of a few people and then turn pro? You know
yeah,
what I mean? That's actually what he said. He said, just beat the piss out of a few folk and then
yeah,
turn pro. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it's a good idea because I really want to. It's good getting experience. Like, make me a better fighter staying amateur. Also, I kind of just need to get my life together. You know what I mean? Need to focus on other things as well.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that was my plan at the start of the year is just nothing compared to what it is in the, you know what I mean?
That's what Chris as well. Saturday night. How was that, man? That,
I was at I was at Adam Batley's house watching that. It was
yeah,
good. It was
yeah,
yeah, that was vintage Chris. Like that. It was what Adam Stevenson was saying is that was like everything that he could have been.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like everything that he already was, it was just like perfect on this world stage. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
everything, most of the stuff he was doing, like we do in the gym, and but it was just like on a much higher level opponent,
yeah, yeah.
like in the UFC cage. So it's cool seeing all that. You know what I mean?
I see them.
It
Them
looked really good.
Them head kicks done the fucking damage, man. They broke that boy's arm in the first round, and that was it, man. From then on, it was all Chris. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? And do you know what I mean? It was like fucking brilliant to watch. As I said, and again, I've watched a lot of Chris's fights. Do you know what I mean? And that to me was probably, in regards to putting a performance together, that's probably one of the best I've seen him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because, do you know what I mean, he just looked good. And everybody expected it was going to end up on the ground at some point, and it never. It was mostly on the feet the whole time. Do you know what I mean? So, but I mean, his striking was brilliant. His kicks were fucking crazy, man. Do you know what I mean?
He was spinning him round with a leg kick.
Yeah.
Every time he landed that low kick, he would like put him well off balance.
Yeah. So it's going to be good to see where Chris goes from there. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be brilliant. I said maybe even one day could be a Yusuf Kurt, Chris Duncan on the same card together. Do you know what I mean? So
that'd be no bad. That'd be cool. It'd be very cool.
Final thing then, Yusuf. So again, been in the game for a little while. As I say, you've been in the game. As I say, and again, you've done so much in such a short period of time. Obviously, again, we talked about training partners and stuff like that. But anybody you want to shout out to, any friends, family members, teammates, anything like that?
Could shout out my parents for putting up with me and all my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
Big
got a
shout
hard
out to
shift
mum,
with me.
big
Like,
shout out to mum, biggest supporter.
aye, they got a hard shift with me. Shout out to my wee brother as well, because I was away the entire time and he just decided, you know what, I want a piece of that as well. You know what I mean? It wasn't. I never put it on him to do it. Like he did. I didn't be like, oh, you're gonna be a fighter like me.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what, kind of like that. And he just chased it.
Yeah.
And shout out to Adam as well, who's what's that? Since I came back, he's just been like so helpful with everything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Training wise and just like in general, just being another dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, awesome guy. He was jealous as well because some of the food you were eating, he was jealous. I remember him talking about it.
I bet. I'm glad I made him jealous.
Yeah, he was like, Stoomy, keep sending me pictures of food and all that. Do you know what I mean? He said, I'm just starving looking at some of the stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, and we know how much Adam loves his food. We know how much Adam loves eating. So
I know. We all know. He's worse than me, to be honest with you.
Anybody else you want to shout out to?
No.
Listen, you guys all know who you are. You all know who you are. There's a lot of people. There's probably too many to list, do you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that help. Do you know what I mean? Not just on the mats in the gym, but obviously in the background, talking about mum and all that, helping him with his food, and we talked about washing and stuff like that. So yeah, there's loads of people. Probably far too many to mention. So, but yeah, guys, there we go. The Turkish delight, Yusuf Kurt, Crown and Glory MMA, Evil Gym. Going to be heading back to the cage coming August the 12th. Now, that's going to be the General Motor Social Club in Holytown. So that's Bad Guy Promotion presents Holytown Havoc 3. Now, ticket availability, as I said, about a week ago, there was under 50 tickets. I don't know. Bungie will obviously make an announcement about tickets shortly, tell people how many's left. It's sold out the last 2 years, all right? So don't hang about. If there is tickets available, don't hang about thinking, oh, I'll get one near the time, because it'll be far too late, all right? So I reckon if there is tickets left, by the end of the month, there won't be any at all, and there's no way that you'll get in to see it at all. The venue is fucking amazing. It's roasting as well. It's going to be like Thailand in this place,
no, sir. I know. Plus, I'm not like the first fight, like, of the night. I'm going to be like much later on.
Yeah,
it's going to be roasting hot.
I remember that when I was there, man. I just remember how hot it was, and do you know what I mean? Just and because obviously the way you go in the cage, and the roof's quite low, right?
Yeah, there's no chance I'm jumping on that. Like, I'd bang my head.
Yeah,
but I think that's what Bungard said. Like the last time, it's like, don't he jump on the cage? You got no chance.
But the roof's low, and obviously the lights as well. I mean, coming down on the cage. And, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's going to be a good night. But it's amazing. The fighters love a Holytown Havoc night. So So yeah, make sure you get tickets for this. So obviously Gary McMillan's going to be the opponent again. 2 fight the nights on the first 2 Holytown Havoc. So so this one for me is going to be fight the night. Do you know what I mean? So we're definitely going to see some fireworks come August the 12th. But Yusuf, absolute pleasure. I'm glad to see you back. I'm glad to see you back.
Glad to be back.
And I'm absolutely buzzing. I'll be there on the 12th, so absolutely buzzing to see what you're going to bring come 12th of August, buddy. All right.
I'm away to my bed now.
Well, listen, thank you very much, bro. We'll get some training before it anyway. We'll get some training. Do you know what I mean? I'll be over at some point, so we'll see.
Is this a call out?
Yeah.
I said, is this a call out? You got to get the shinnies on.
Listen, I'll come over, man. We'll throw some gloves, definitely. I'm now training, so I'll be throwing some gloves. So yeah, we'll come over. We'll get a few rounds, all right?
Well, me and Jakob can Shark Tank you.
Well, Jakob said he's better than you, so.
Well, Jakob doesn't know what's good for him, all right?
Well, it's an absolute pleasure, brother. Listen, I'll see you soon, all right?
All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
Take it easy, buddy.